Diamondbacks took 2 out of 3 over the weekend against Brewers, so you can listen for your chance to win 4 tickets to Diamondbacks Braves on Saturday, April 26th at Chase Field. Get to the April 26th game early to get a Diamondbacks replica jersey courtesy of Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. The first 25,000 fans at the game will get one. You can get your tickets at dbacks.com/SGT. If you've noticed, we are, 2-3 segments into the show, and we've got something new that we're debuting on the program. We've been working hard behind the scenes because I believe in not taking yourself too seriously when you do this job. You have to poke fun at yourself. You have to be willing to just laugh at some of the stupidity. And when you talk on the air for 2 hours every day, 10 hours a week, you are going to say some stupid stuff. You just are, okay? You're going to say some things that just become memorable moments. So what we are going to try to do here on the program is we have our drops board. And this just stupid stuff that we've said. Now, because again, where else can you get comedy gold like this? He took a potty break in a weird spot. Like, where else can you get comedy gold like that? So if you hear me talking, even though I'm talking, just know that's what that is. So producer Evan is filing things away that I say. We've got things that producer Evan says as well. So just something new, something fun that we're going to do here on the program. So just letting everybody know ahead of time that if you hear me talking over me talking, no, there's nothing wrong. You don't have to adjust your radio. It is just producer Evan having a little comedy fun back there. So just warning everybody now.
It's really added quite the dynamic to the show.
You threw me
already.
off in the first segment. You played, and we talked about this because we set this up on Friday, and then we did a little more of it today. You said that you were going to start doing it today on the show, and even that I knew that, it still threw me off when I heard myself in my ears. But nonetheless, let's talk about the Diamondbacks, the Answerbacks, who showed up over the weekend, and they took 2 out of 3 from Milwaukee over the weekend. I think we'll do this in order. I want to start talking. I want to start the conversation by talking about what happened on Saturday, the comeback with 5 runs in the 9th inning, because while everybody probably wants to talk about Corbin Carroll and how great he's been, and he had a huge double in that game, almost got out there in the bottom of the 9th. What I want to talk about is how all of that happens, because Corbin Carroll doesn't get that opportunity in the bottom of the 9th to make the game 4-3. If not for 7, 8, and 9 in the order. Suarez leads off the bottom of the 9th and grounds out. Diamondbacks are down 4-0 with 2 outs. They have 7, 8, and 9 up. Now, 9 only comes up if 7 or 8 get on base. But you get Gabby Moreno drawing a walk, Alec Thomas triples, Garrett Hampson draws a walk. 3 straight batters reach base, 7, 8, and 9 in the order, and it turns it over for Corbin Carroll to hit a double that just barely missed getting out to make it 4-3. And then Perdomo with probably the at-bat of the game, an 8-pitch walk to keep things going. And then Jake McCarthy, who cares that he started 0 for 22? Who cares that he doesn't have a bunch of hits on the season? He had a hit in that spot for his team on Saturday to tie the game. And then Lourdes Gurriel walks it off with the sac fly. But it is the bottom of the order that set it up for Carroll, that set it up for Perdomo, that set it up for McCarthy to have that moment. We don't get Corbin Carroll's double if not for the job that Moreno, Thomas, and Hampson did. That's a tough spot. Down 4 runs, you just need to keep the line moving, and you did. And that was an excellent job, but none of that happens if not for the bottom of the order. And so I wanted to make sure we shouted that out, because for an offense that we wonder where it's going to come from without Ketel Marte, you're seeing it from Corbin Carroll, you're seeing it from Josh Naylor, Pavin Smith's been really good, but in that game on Saturday, where you got the production that mattered, was in the bottom part of your lineup that set the table. And guess what? In that spot, with that pressure, those guys set the table. Corbin Carroll, with the way he's hitting, wasn't going to miss that spot. Gurriel wasn't going to miss that opportunity in that spot to try to win the baseball game. So credit to the bottom part of the order, because they are the guys that drove the bus in that game on Saturday.
And from an approach standpoint in the 9th inning, incredible. One, like you said, pass the baton to the next guy. We talked about the Perdomo at bat, which for them is an 8-pitch walk in which he fouled off 3 pitches. Even getting into the Carroll at bat.
Well, how about the Hampson walk right before it? Because Milwaukee makes a pitching change. Okay, Alec Thomas hits the triple. It's 4-1. We hate that we're doing this, but we're going to our closer, right? Yeah. And our closer comes in, and Garrett Hampson, our 9-hitter, just stares at 4 straight balls. Why? You got to show me that you can throw a strike. Your command's all over the place. You're coming into this game. You probably weren't expecting to come into this game when it was 4-0. So you probably got up in a hurry. You got up kind of quick. I'm going to make you show me something. Hampson, the first 4 pitches to Hampson, all balls, he walks. And then Corbin Carroll, this is when you know that he's locked in. This is when you know that things are clicking for him. He just watched the closer for the Brewers come into the game and throw 4 straight pitches. My mindset is not to try to leave the yard. My mindset is you got to show me one. You've got to show me one, and then now we have an at-bat. First pitch, outside. Okay, you still got to show me one. The next pitch, 98 right down the middle. All right, now you've shown me that you can get the fastball over for a strike. Now I've gotten it back. Now I'm going to be ready. And what does he do? He doubles up. He goes right back to it. And Corbin Carroll was sitting on it, ready for it, drove it. Just some high-quality ABs from the Diamondbacks in that 9th inning on Saturday.
That's what I was talking about from an approach standpoint. I mean, Corbin Carroll, knowing that he can only get the heater over after he got it over after 5 straight balls to the 9-hitter. 4 to the 9-hitter, 1 to Corbin Carroll, then see a strike, and that's a heater and a pitch to hit. And then you get another one and you rope it out for a double. Like I said, just an incredible approach in the 9th inning. I just can't understand, how did this come only in the 9th inning? And then the day after on Sunday, which we'll get into too. They're the Answerbacks, but it seems a little delayed this year.
It is some delayed Answerbacks for sure. That one was in the 9th inning. And then in Sunday's game yesterday, 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, after spotting them 2 runs early. By the way, Corbin Burns looked much better in his start over the weekend. Zach Gallen, after giving up some runs early on Sunday, yesterday, he was able to recover. But the thing I want to talk about from the game yesterday is the way Torey Lovullo managed the bullpen. Because he treated that like it was a playoff game yesterday. Because I know that on the stat sheet, it says that A.J. Puck got the save because he got the final 3 outs in the 9th inning, and that's how we classify saves. But he used his closer in the 8th inning of that game yesterday after they took the lead 3-2. Because you take the lead after scoring 1 in the 5th, scoring 1 in the 6th, it's 2-2. You get 1 in the 7th, and he went immediately to Justin Martinez. Why? This is the key spot. We are facing in that inning, believe it was 4, 5, and 6 for the Brewers. It was Contreras, Frelick, and Hoskins. And he needed to get those 3 outs. Those were the 3 most important outs of the game. And the guy that gave him the better matchup in that spot against those 3 guys is he wanted right on right. He wanted Martinez versus Contreras to start that inning. He got the out. He then faced the lefty Frelick, no problem. And then he forced Pat Murphy into a decision. He forced him. Do you want to send a Rhys Hoskins or do you want to burn Jake Bauers here? That's exactly what he did. A 1-2-3 inning. Has not allowed an earned run in 5 2/3 innings pitched so far this season for Justin Martinez. But truth be told, Torey Lovullo managed that like it was a playoff game because of the way he used Justin Martinez. And then you score 2 insurance runs and it frees up A.J. Puck there in the top of the 9th.
You just said it, but I want to touch on it again. We talked about it in the morning meeting. Going to Martinez there is your save,
yes,
right? Because it's a 1-run game. Like you said, you force them to not let Hoskins hit with the righty matchup, and you come back out knowing you've had good at-bats against their bullpen yesterday, and allow yourself to get insurance runs. And then with a 3-run lead, you feel way more comfortable with A.J. Puck. But that all happens because you needed a shutdown inning in the 8th. It's not just, oh, we only have a 1-run lead. It's, hey, we just got the lead. We cannot give this up. You cannot take the momentum 1 out of that building, but 2 out of that dugout, most importantly.
We talk about this team and their name being the Answerbacks, right? A moniker that they've taken on over the last couple of seasons. But it's so true. After you take the lead like that, the most important inning is that next half inning. Okay, we took the lead. Now we've got to keep the momentum. Now we have to keep this game exactly where it is. It does you no good if you constantly answer, but then the bullpen can't get the 3 outs to keep the momentum on your side. But that's exactly what the Diamondbacks were able to do yesterday in that game. I thought, like I said, Corbin Burns pitched well. Obviously not his best, but 6 innings, 3 runs, quality start. And if we look at the 3 starts that he's had this season, clearly his best work. He would be the first to tell you that he can do better than that, but very much his best start in a Diamondbacks uniform, and it ended up with a Diamondbacks victory. They take 2 out of 3 from the Brewers. They get to 9-7 on the season. So a weekend of chaos, a weekend of the Answerbacks, a weekend of late inning drama, and a weekend of the manager showing you that if it comes the postseason, how he's going to manage his bullpen. At least that's my takeaway. Maybe I've got a bad read on it, but that's just the way I saw it play out there in the 8th inning of that game yesterday.